So I'm curious how often you wonder. I was looking for him earlier. GC, say hello. Say hi. There you go. Good boy. Wondering how often you're curious as to whether what you're working on is actually working. So let me give you an example. So Roy right now is inside trying to figure out how to make our 3D printer do a particular thing, run a project that he's working on. And he can't figure it out. He's talking to ChatGPT, which has some amazing insights, and yet it's not quite working. So I'm curious as to your process. What is it that you do to keep yourself on task and making sure that you're moving down the path that you want to be moving down and not get sidetracked and not get lost in the minutia and the bullshit and all the crap that's going on in your world and telling you that you need to stop doing this thing and just keep going? Hey, babe. For me, I have to keep reminding myself what I'm working on and why I want to do it. Yeah, I know. And yeah, sometimes I get the BS in my head where it's like, all right, this is not working. I'm not doing something right. I need to change things. However, I try not to get stuck in that space. It's not always easy. And I believe that you can have a small bit of self-pity, woe is me, shit's not working out. It's the end of the world. But as long as you don't stay there, as long as you don't make that your permanent home, we're good. You're good. However, what do you do to get out of that? What do you do to change things up, to get yourself back in the right frame of mind where the thoughts that are going through your head, the questions that you're asking yourselves, the rhetoric that's going on in your brain, how do you change that? Or are you even paying attention? Are you paying attention to what's going on in your head and that bullshit that's just rolling around in there? Because we can get caught up in it and go deep and end up in like a pit and just self-wallowing mire of just shit. Sometimes it's hard to get out of there. Sometimes you need a hand up. Sometimes you need a kick in the ass. I know that's me most of the time. Sometimes it's a matter of doing small things like journaling or meditating or, asking a mentor what they would do, getting yourself a coach, doing the things that you need to do to be able to move yourself forward and not stay in that space of negativity and a downward spiral. I just want to remind you that that's why I create this channel. I created this channel so that women like me can find a place where at least someone feels like I feel like someone is on the same path or was on the same path and has made some changes and is now moving forward. I am speaking to the woman that I wish I'd had. That's what I'm trying to do. And, if this resonates with you, then like and subscribe and let's grow this channel, and help it find other women like us who need that kick in the ass or that boost or whatever, and just keep moving forward. So what can you do? What can you do to change that? Like I said, for me, I journal, I talk. Now, for me, I'm a self-projected projector. If you don't know what that means, you can look up human design and go a little deeper into it. I'm still fresh and new. I've only been experimenting with this for about a year, so I only know a little bit about it. But I understand now that I need to speak out what my thoughts are. And that's not always easy because for the longest time, I kept them to myself and I still keep them to myself. So, being comfortable with being able to say the things that are really on my mind is kind of difficult. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want to say something wrong. I don't want to miscommunicate what I'm trying to say. So I hold myself back a lot, and realizing that that is not in my best interest has really been eye-opening. So speaking things out is a way for me to be able to process where I am and what's dragging me down into that pit. There may be something different for you. Maybe you have somebody that you can talk to. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to get a journal and just start writing all the shit that's in your head out. If it's in your head and it's rolling around in there, your brain thinks, okay, I can't get rid of this. There's no way for me. If I put this down, I'll forget about it and it won't be able to keep us safe in the future. But if you have it in a notebook, if you have it in a journal, your brain is like, okay, it's in a safe space. If I need to go back to it, I can go back to it. And it kind of lets go of it a little bit, releases its hold on that. So journaling, I know there's a lot of guys out there that they're like, yeah, journaling is bullshit. It doesn't work. There's a lot of girls out there that say the same thing. So let me tell you, journaling has really made some dramatic impacts in my life. Without it, I know that there's no way I would be as far along as I am. And even though there's times when I don't feel like I'm very far along, I can look back at some of the journals and I am not consistent. Let me just put that out there. I am not at all consistent. There are some times when I write every day for months and then nothing for years. I have journals that have 5, 6, 7 years in them because or I'll start a whole new journal because I lost the one that I had because we move around a lot. And then I'll find it and be like, oh, hey, look, there's my old journal. But if you're getting, hey, baby, if you're getting those thoughts out of your head and then you realize that's not something I want to hold on to, have a fire burning ceremony for yourself. And you don't, please be safe with that. don't like burn the house down. But if you tear it up and you bury it in the backyard, or, you tear it up and flush it down the toilet or just throw it in the trash. Excuse me. You can have a process for eliminating that shit. Sorry, my throat is like really itchy. It's my way of saying I'm done. So find a way that works for you to change those voices from what you cannot do, who you cannot be, what you cannot succeed, to more positive voices, more positive statements. I can do this. I'm working through it. I'm finding new ways. I'm open to receiving different information, whatever it may be, so that you can move past the downward spiral, and move yourself into moving up and not being stuck in that quagmire. So this resonated, this kind of connected with you, like and subscribe. Let's grow this channel, and it's helpful for me and it's helpful for you. I'll see you later. Bye. Since I found my cat, I don't need to go find him.